exhibition of my arena setup. It's hard to know who's really worth showcasing, but we'll try some of the ones that I know are a little harder, right? That can be done faster if he gets trapped on the wall. But I think I got too close, and his AI decided to advance on me, and then I wasn't really ready to catch him. But I'm not going to redo that one. We'll just move on. You get the idea. I mean, you can test it out, obviously. Some of the ones that I have trouble with his builds, like these guys that have strong weapons. Since the weapon arms have no defense, it's a little harder. You could use the tank legs, the MLKS or whatever, but then obviously you lose out on some mobility, which makes it harder to chase and close in. And I'll show the parts after, I guess, but for now it's just this will be what it is. So yeah, this guy's hard with the grenades. You can try and get behind him, but if you behind the cars, it'll be a little harder. Pretty easy. Because he's got the weapon arms too, so it's a little balanced out, but most of the fights are real quick. I'm not going to go to the bottom. Faust, maybe? Where is he? I forget. This is the lightweight. No, this is not the one. We'll do Travel Guard because he's like bulky enough to kind of be a pain. You know, where you're doing a speed run, you can't really afford to lose. So some of these strategies, although they might be faster than, let's say, the machine gun flamethrower build, they're probably not as consistent if you're in a position where what was it saying? But yeah, when you're fighting against opponents that are like more risky fights, usually if they have large rockets like Fanfare and I think Bremen. No, Bremen's the missile gun maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I'll find him. Who I'm talking about here. Let's check him. This is the missile guy, yeah. So it must be the next one, Impulse. Yeah, Impulse, because he's got the heavyweight legs and the large rockets. In the howitzer, he can be kind of inconsistent to fight. For me, on this build specifically, you know, like I said, with the tanky machine gun build, he's way easier. Like I've died to this guy a few times as it is. I'm trying to get behind him, but yeah. So you can see, like, even though it was a decent fight, it was really close. If I like took that howitzer shot or took an extra rocket, I'd be dead. you don't really need all the extra ammo, so you could try other back parts. I'm pretty sure I've done this without any extra ammo at all. Large rockets are like decent, but Faust can be a pain sometimes because of the bazooka. But he's so lightweight and low defense that if you just trap him, if you get lucky and trap him, he gets shredded. You have to remember to pop the extension before you get too low and it doesn't refill at all. But sometimes I panic and forget. Because that can be a pain. It costs a lot of time if you have to wait to recharge. Flying fix is easy. Nocturne can be hard. He can kill you with a moonlight pretty easy. We'll do Midas. This is another one that has like strong weapons, so you can try and get behind them. And like I said last game, and have obviously not learned from is to pop the energy extension earlier, so you get more energy down. So that could be a little more technical and precise in that match, but you get the idea. We know Fanfare, Royal Mist, like the tankier guys, we know that they're probably a little harder with this build. So I think they're really, these are really the only ones that are notable to show. So I'm going to move on. I think you did fight this guy and try a different build on him, so I'll show this fight. He is pretty tanky. You know, again, if I was paying more attention to his health, I probably wouldn't have waited around to pop the extension. But you get the idea. It's like these fights are like very brainless with this setup. Like I said, the ones like you mentioned, Fanfare, who I'll try Nocturne and Fanfare next. Fanfare is tough. We'll see how I do with Nocturne. I'll go Caller first. So did see try Caller extra too. Where's Caller? Oh, he's above. We'll go Nocturne first then. We'll go in order. Flying Fix is really easy, and you kill them in the mission, so I'm not gonna bother showing them. Nocturne is like a coin flip. If he comes in and out-turns you, or if you get 2 or 3 moonlights, you're dead, so it can be definitely a rough fight. But otherwise, if he doesn't out-turn you, he just gets shredded like everybody else. Yes, he out-turned me, and I lost the DPS race, but we'll try again. Because it's, like I said, something that with a little extra practice, I haven't really been doing these fights this week, but with a little extra practice, I think he's easy enough to get consistent. And but I can understand, like I said, the consistency in a speed run when you're an hour deep is way more important than get out of turns. And then I'm gonna die. I'm not dying. The main thing with him is to just not get out turns. Because once he gets a couple moonlets in, you just die. I'll do a third one for consistency's sake. We'll go best 2 out of 3, or best 3 out of 5, or best. You get the idea. Nocturne is definitely a harder opponent with his build because the moonlight is too good. Yeah, so as long as, like I said, as long as he doesn't outturn you, he gets shredded as easy as everybody else, but just having the moonlight makes him more risky, so... we'll do fanfare next, I guess. Or, yeah, I'll do Valkyrie. I'll go in order from here to the A rank. We'll do everybody. Valkyrie's pretty easy, you know, she's like over aggressive in the parking lot. I've been killed by her like once, because again I got outturned and she's just blazing nonstop. Pretty easy. As long as you keep an eye on her. Caller is an interesting one. Because the way his AI works, he seems really consistent, right? You can meet him at the first pole and trap him, and you can kill him right there. But if he gets out and he starts circle strafing you, it gets a little harder. So we'll see how it goes. And then the backup is just to hit the corner. So we'll see if I catch him. Yeah, easy fight. It's not always that easy, but that's how easy it can be. I'm not going to give him extra fights now, but you know what it's like. Yeah, so fanfare, he is definitely a hard fight. You don't get to just sit in his face and spam because he's so tanky between the rockets and the his defense that you'll lose the DPS race like every time. So you do have to be a little more finesse with him. I'll go back. I can think of a few others on the way up that are a little harder than... every shot matters here. Yeah, it definitely requires way more effort and practice for sure with this guy. But you can see the time you save in all the other fights probably makes this okay. We'll see. Maybe I'll give him another shot after, but I'm going to move up the rank. Royal Mist is another, hit or miss challenge. The next guy is easy. What's his name? Grand Chief. Because his AI is just bad. You don't have to be that careful. I just wanted to see what it would be like. Usually he doesn't even move that much. I'll do another one though and just go in on him. I picked fanfare. Well, I did say I would do another one, but let's move on. We can always go back. Royal Mist with the missiles. If he hits you pretty hard, like at the very start of the match, it can get risky. But if you dodge the missiles or he just starts going in, then it's not too bad. Pretty good. Just don't get outturned by the slowest AC in the arena, and you'll be fine. BB and Ace are relatively very easy. They're kind of lightweight. BB's like very aggressive, and he can blade loop, but since he's got the 2551, he's not as scary as Nocturne, so it's kind of preferable compared to like him grenading you. Oh my god! I popped the extension instead of. That was a bad show. I popped the extension without thinking instead of the EO core, and I didn't recover well. Let's see. I'll do fanfare again. So ideally, you get behind him. He does have quick turns, but or you can be bad, not get behind him, and eat all your health in the first 5 seconds. Still one that's a shock. Yeah, fanfare is definitely, in my opinion, one of the harder fights. with this build, and I definitely think it's easier and more consistent with the other build. There's another quad down here. I don't remember which one it is though. It's not fragile. No, it's not him. That's the sword. This is the boat, this is not the one I'm looking for, but with the grenade launcher, he's worth fighting. This is what I just found. Is it this guy? Or this was the boat? Yeah, this was the missile boat. Is he above? I don't remember his name. There's a guy with the bazooka arms. It's not these guys. It's not this guy. Definitely not. It must be way lower than I think. I'll fight Chain Impact. Just because he's got the machine gun arms, he can kind of be a risk. But he's prone to come at you backwards. I think he's programmed to try and outturn you and get behind, but it doesn't necessarily get executed well by the AI. So he usually comes backwards. Yeah, he comes backwards. It's an interesting mechanism, but I think those were all. Oh well, I didn't find the other the bazooka quad. Is he by? No, he's not. It's metal. Yellow boat has a bazooka and a moonlight, but it's not that scary. Backbreaker, no. Already fought Fixer. Oh, it's this guy. I don't know why. I went over him like 100 times, but yeah, we'll give him a fight because the bazooka arms, if you let them hit you enough, will take you out. Not too bad then. That covers pretty much everybody. Everybody that's like a challenge or not necessarily a challenge, but have the ability to kill you just because of their equipment. And like I said earlier, you don't necessarily need the ammo expansions. You could go with, a large rocket backup, maybe one ammo if it fits. No, it doesn't. Unless. Yeah, there you go. Something like that. Then you don't have a radar, but I don't feel like I ever need the radar in the missions, and that's up to you. I mean, in the arena. But this one does have better defense also, ironically, but that's beside the point. I guess the alternative too, right? If I haven't bought them yet, let's find out. You could try these legs. I don't bother with them. See if you can fit better parts on, and naturally, if you wanted, you could try this. But again, the mobility kind of helps. Something like that's probably decent. For options, I do use the stability, because those enemies that have like the bazooka and the large rockets hit you hard enough that you actually can't fire through them without the option part. On the quiet one, anyway. The turning is important, obviously. The DPS upgrades, and then the solid ammo screen. But you can try and play around with it. I think it's worth looking into for you if you want to do any kind of practice or trial or timeout. The difference, because like I said, a few of these fights become way faster with this build, even if in general it is less consistent. So it's worth considering. Anyway, thanks, bye.